I've got the Constitution and the Bill of Rights here. It's a wonderfully simple document. And I love it because it declares what government may not do. My favorite part is the Bill of Rights and the First Amendment. It protects free speech. Congress shall pass no law abridging it. That's a great thing. I just did a Fox News special called What's Great About America? And one segment argued that one of the things that's great about America is free speech, our ability to speak truth to power.
You work for us.
People are free to criticize members of government, and they do.
You and your cronies in the government do this kind of stuff all the time.
Oh, I love hearing that. Still, free speech doesn't mean everything goes. Courts have ruled that there are limits. I can't shout fire in a crowded theater. Actually, you should if there is a fire, but you can't if there isn't. You can't defame people. You can't incite violence or distribute child porn. There are limits. But now that we're in an era of big government and political correctness, are we in danger of gutting the Bill of Rights? Makes me wonder if today's Congress wrote the Constitution, would it really be much thicker, filled with exceptions to freedoms like free speech? I thought we'd put that idea to the test. Who are the people who write all these laws? Well, generally they're lawyers, or they're guided by lawyers. So what would a bunch of law students say about the First Amendment today?
Which of you believe?
At Seton Hall University in New Jersey, they graduate hundreds of future lawyers. They do discuss the importance of the First Amendment.
You have to protect freedom for the thought we hate, because otherwise you never have a society where ideas can clash with each other and come up with the best idea.
Exactly. But today's student lawyers are also well informed about fairness, hostile work environments, racism. When I talked to them, they were quick to say the First Amendment should not apply to things like hate speech.
There's no value that comes out of hate speech.
I think it inevitably leads to violence. And once you know that something is going to inevitably...
Well, it doesn't inevitably lead to violence.
I think it does.
Doesn't hate speech sometimes just bring ideas out into the open so you can better argue about them, bring you to the truth?
Society as a whole, and a lot of times on a global scale, has decided that these things are wrong.
Hate speech is nothing, has no good value.
An exception for hate speech.
Some people also wanted an exception for flag burning. This future lawyer wants that banned.
And we need to regulate flag burning and any desecration of the flag in the interest of respecting those who have died to protect it.
And we should be sensitive to religious beliefs, so some want another exception. Blasphemy should be banned.
If you look at the gravity of the harm versus the intrinsic value, what is gained in blasphemy, the gravity of harm outweighs the intrinsic value.
This student wanted a ban on political speech by corporations.
That's the only speech you hear. They will own the airwaves, they will own all the advertising venues because they can afford it.
Corporate speech is not protected.
The potential is very large for corporations to improperly influence politicians.
The Supreme Court recently decreed videos showing animal cruelty are a form of free speech. But this student says no, they should be banned.
There's harm in the video, there's content that is harmful, immediate, and also it encourages harm down the road.
But wait a second. Wouldn't that even ban videos about hunting?
Should that be illegal, a film about hunting?
Oh, yeah.
And you're comfortable with locking the people up who just made the film?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's unnecessary cruelty to feeling and sentient beings.
So the Bill of Rights should say Congress shall make no law abridging freedom of speech except for hate speech, flag burning, blasphemy, corporate political speech, depictions of hunting and animal cruelty, and who knows what else they might have added.
So what I'm hearing on these exceptions is you're saying words can hurt. Words are like bullets.
Words like bullets because they can ruin someone's reputation and lead them to take their own life, and therefore that has a fatal and immutable effect.
Words have a significant impact, and when they're used as weapons, it can become problematic, and I don't think that's what the framers of the First Amendment intended.
I think words are words and bullets are bullets, and it's important for us to know the difference.
I think we may have gone too far.
Thank goodness for the few students who wanted to protect the First Amendment.
I believe the First Amendment is an absolute. So if we don't have it for all, we have it for none.
I have certain religious beliefs, and people say things that I would consider blasphemous, and they might offend me, but I don't think that should be censored.
If it's not about to bring about and intended to bring about violence, then we should be free to express those ideas. And I think things like hate speech, if it's never brought out into the open, you can never counter it. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It doesn't mean people don't think it. It just means we can't fight it because we don't hear it.
If you could just cross out the exceptions, that would be great. If you start regulating words that lead to incitement, then you can just forget about the Revolutionary War. But everyone here wants to regulate that type of speech.
Not everyone.
No.
Not me.
Sorry.
And I should be clear, it wasn't everyone. Most of the students were protective of the First Amendment. I just focused on the ones who wanted those exceptions. Greg Lukianoff is from FIRE, is back with us now. You find this attitude, even among law students, not unusual?
It's really heartbreaking for me. This lesson that gets taught over and over again is that censorship is what good, compassionate people do. And it's a powerful and dangerous idea. But a lot of those students were mouthing that.
But words do hurt. And if you are a minority, if you're a woman among a bunch of guys, words can be used to crush your spirit.
Absolutely. And words are supposed to hurt. That's part of it's considered a legitimate way of actually fighting things out. And what did it replace in the historical scene? It replaced actual violence. Words are supposed to be free, so we can actually fight things out. So in the battle place of ideas, so we don't actually end up fighting them out in civil wars. If we try to actually legitimately ban anything that can hurt someone's feelings, everyone is reduced to silence.